So, you want to get into an ATR and you don't really know where to start, right? Okay, so this is basically why I'm making this video. If I stumble up talking, please forgive me because this is not really, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm somebody who prefer to be in the shadows, if you get what I'm saying. But, yeah, so you're looking to get involved in the ATR. The first thing I will actually start by saying is, take time out and look into your own culture. Look into your culture and see, do you have an ATR in your culture? There's a lot of people like Cubans tend to have Nukumi, Palo. Um, Jamaica tend to have I think Kumana, Abia, um, Puerto Rico. I believe they have Santeria, Sanse, I believe it is. Don't. If I pronounce any of these things wrong, don't get mad at me. Kill me out here. Feel me? Trinidad has Shango, Baptiste, I believe. There's a lot of different spiritual systems that's around the world. I would say if you come from an area that has one of these, me personally, I would say go directly to that first because I feel as if it'd probably be sometimes easier for you because you look less quote unquote like an outsider compared to like you're supposed to go to a culture that's not yours. And sometimes it could work out for the best or it cannot, but mostly when people feel like, you're up the same, then they're more willing to share more secrets or certain things like that because they have like a sense of familiarity with you. But let's say you don't want to take that let's say whatever the case may be, you're not interested in that, you know, for whatever the case may be. You have to start by going to your ancestors. And what I mean by going to your ancestors, you're gonna have if you yourself aren't psychic or have some type of way to communicate with your ancestors and get accurate answers. Not like, there's a lot of people who say they do a lot of things and they have no proof or test on the matter to make sure that their results are correct. It is I read this on somewhere and I did it and I see it in some and whatever the case may be. So my thing is this is something you don't want to play games with because this is your life path and you don't want to make your path difficult. So what I'll say is you want to find a psychic or a spiritualist, whatever what you want to call them. You want to make sure that's somebody who's actually good at communicating with the dead because your ancestors are dead. They're the ones out there before you. You want to have somebody that's able to communicate with them, not anybody who's giving out. And it's no disrespect to the other readers out there because I believe every reading serves its purpose. But for this particular situation, you need someone who's going to communicate with the dead to get actual information from your ancestors to see what they're okay with you being involved in ATR wise. Because the one thing you don't want to do is make a decision on dealing with a religion that your ancestors do not agree with because you could fight to get to that destination, but they're gonna make sure that your path, like if you could have had a straight path that was peaceful to get to the top of the mountain, they're gonna make sure you get the path that got all the bobcats and the lions and the cheetahs and everything. That's the path to stop you from getting there. So if you still if that's what you want to do, you can do it that way. But I'm telling you the best way to make sure there's the least amount of problems in your journey getting to where you want to get to. So like I said, not that there's anything with like people who do like tarot card readings or people who do like astrology readings, but this is not the type of reading that you're looking for at this time. This time you need somebody who's communicate directly with the dead that's able to get you your answers like accurately. Because like I said, you do not want to get the wrong answer, man, and then that's just a whole lot of problems. So that's even if it's not a whole lot of problems in your life, it's just a lot of time wasted, man. And life is all about time. Every day that we're here, our time is running out. So, yeah, we're trying to maximize our time as much as possible. All right, so now you was able to communicate with your ancestors by you or via a spiritualist. Now you got the ATR that your ancestors agreed with. Now you know where you want to go. Now here's the thing. You're gonna have to find a priest or priestess in this ATR. And this is when it gets even more difficult because especially if you're somebody who's never had any experience in spirituality, because people could basically sell you a six for a nine. You won't know if no one told you what a six look like and what a nine look like. You get what I'm saying? So if you really don't have no experience in this realm, lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, it's gonna be difficult, man. So my best bet is one way is look at the godchildren, talk with the godchildren. Now, before I get further with the godchildren, I do want to say this: be careful with godchildren because there are a lot of spiritualists out here who scam their godchildren, and their godchildren are scared to talk about the fuckery that their godparents do, and they will keep a low profile, shut their mouth when they see you coming. They're not gonna be, hey, don't come this way. Nah, because a lot of times they be scared of their priest or priestess or godparent, whatever. They be scared of them, and they don't want to do anything that's gonna put them in even a more messed up situation than what they have already because they didn't even do nothing. They pay money, they got a messed up situation. So sometimes they think like, damn, if I make shit even worse, how's this god how's the godparent gonna act towards me then? So be careful with also taking everything that a godchild say because like I said, man, I see people laugh at the newcomers coming into the house about how these people were stupid about the choices they make and they made better choices, but meanwhile everybody's getting fucked over by the same spiritualists, like this one may have gotten fucked over more, but at the end of the day, we're pretty much all in a messed up situation. So I don't know how, but whatever the case may be, yeah, like I said, be careful with them. But another thing, ask them how long they've been a part of the house. Try to see what was their life like before they got a part of the house. Because a lot of time with spiritualists, what they would do, or these godparents, spirit, whatever future godparents, spiritualists, they will go and find successful people and tell them a whole bunch of bullshit and sell them mad bullshit. And their life been going good, and they may, like they may have like a little thing because nobody's life is 100% perfect. They have a little something, and then the spiritualists go, "Oh, I could do this for you," and then they might fix that little problem, but they didn't really make the person who they are. Like that person would have still been making the money they've been making and having a certain career. Not saying that you can't elevate even more, but like I said, be careful because there's a lot of spiritualists. They look for successful people, and then successful people come into the house, and then they make it seem like they made those people successful. And you're looking for someone who really got the juice. You're not looking for people who trying to make up who they made successful from who they didn't make successful. All right, so with that being said, try to figure out how long the godchildren been in the house. Try to see um the how do you say it? The chemistry between the godchildren and the godparent. Um, See how they react around them. See, do they have godchildren that been coming around? They keep coming around because that also lets you know if these people, these spiritualists, play games or not. Because if somebody keep coming back to get work done, and it's not just one, it's like a lot of people, chances are that spiritualist is doing their job and they're doing it correct. Like I said, and don't. What I'm saying is, don't jump in. Oh, I want to. Nah, try to speak to spiritualists. Listen, you're not trying to look to jump from home to home. You want to come around and see whatever you could partake in that's acceptable for you to partake in, just to see how the house run. Don't, oh, I found somebody, let me jump in it. No, don't do that. Trust me, because you felt like you found God and this is finally home, and because they will take that, um, how do you call that? Being naive, and man, they will exploit the shit out of that. So be careful with that. Don't jump out the hinges. Take time, ask the godchildren, look at the godchildren. Don't let the godchildren know exactly what you're doing because, like I said, some of them will try to do some bullshit to get on the godparent's side, and you're still trying to figure out if this godparent is a good godparent with morals that can make things happen, or if it's a piece of shit that's just gonna rob you. So be careful with that. Um, Another way to see if the spiritualist is what he says it is, don't just join up and, oh, I want to be a godchild. No, get work done. Get work done. See what they could do first. See if they're able to do anything before you just jump out there and give them thousands of dollars. Even if the job is 700, 700, 800, 900, whatever, it's better than spending 7,000. All right, for a ceremony that, let's be real, sometimes people get initiated and then the godparent don't even teach them shit. Oh, that's a whole nother ball game that, you spend $7,000. Like, you got the ceremony, you got the spirits, but do you know what to do with them? And that is a whole nother problem right there. So, yeah, see, like, that's a whole nother, but I'm not going to get too far into that one right now. But, yeah, just see what the spiritualist is able to do for you, what results you're able to get, whether it be good or bad. Because, I mean, bad is still results. And if you get bad problems, then I would never go back there again. So take that as the ancestors letting you know. And don't be afraid to have a reader, your own little pocket reader that you, not pocket reader, but your own little personal reader that you actually communicate with, and that will help you to see if this path is a good path for you. Um, this may take some months, it may take a year, it may take 2 years. This is your quest to find God in your own way. So however long it takes is gonna take, but just make sure you don't want to take too long. Like I said, time is of the essence. But at the same time, you don't want to make sure that you're making any hasty, irrational decisions that's going to mess you up. And God forbid, this is spirituality. This is not Christianity. This is spirituality. So God forbid what you may bump into and things end bad for you, bro. So, sis. So be careful, yeah. All right. Try to think. Check on the godparents. Let me see. Trying to think what else. Yeah, this yeah, check on the spiritualists. Even think about like are they trying to make a name for themselves? Could that make a big difference too? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who's trying to make their name ring bells. They don't want nobody talking bad about their reputation. They try to make sure their credit is 700, 800 and better. You feel what I'm saying? Anytime people talk on their name, they know, yo, the spiritualist is a good spiritualist. It's moral. They're gonna do what they could do. If they can't do it, they're gonna tell you they can't do it, or whatever the case may be. They're just not gonna, because yo, I've been spiritualists that will take your money, and then when you're not getting the results that they get, they click, disconnect, no deal with you no more. You out of money. They go about their business, talking bad about whatever the case. Trust, you don't want to be in that situation, man. I'm tired of hearing people always in that, especially especially black people. Not to even try to go through into the racial part, but especially black people. Like yo, I be seeing that a lot. Um, the other thing is like yo, be careful of the spirituals you go into because you also got to know why you go into them. Because a lot of people who's on this new verge of spirituality, it's a big hocus pocus booga 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 thing for them. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like a new charades trick that everybody want to get involved with, or people want to use it to get money. They want to get spells to get money to do work to people so they can get mad money and not work a 9 to 5 and all, which is cool, which is definitely cool. But you do have to know that when you're going to a spiritualist and you're telling a spiritualist, yo, listen, I need you to do me a favor. Could you initiate me and teach me how to do work so I could be just exactly like you and be your competition? Like you gotta look at that's basically what these people hear when you telling them certain things. So you gotta be careful about that. Don't if that's what your plan is, don't make none the wiser. I'll be honest with you. Don't make none the wiser. If that's your plan, keep it to a minimum because, like I said, you don't. A lot of times, if spirituals really teach you, you're gonna be the competition, man. Especially if it's different if you want to work it for yourself. But if you want to be out here doing work for people and make your name ring bells as well, you gotta stay. You're gonna be his competition. So let's think right off of that. You may not learn how to do that much magic like how this individual is doing for you to be that way. It's for you to be like him, or for you to be a spiritualist making money, helping people or clients out there, whether it be good or bad work. Remember, when you go on these people, you asking to be their competition. So just, take that, you know, that's food for thought. So like I said, yeah, because take that food for thought, because a lot of these people, you gotta remember, as much as, and I'm not talking about the people who bought it and who bought their ceremony and initiation rites and they learn from somebody. No, I'm talking about people who's from the country, their family been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? Well, even people here, but the real people who be making it pop be the people who come from the family members who've been doing it for years. A lot of these people, the reason why they're able to make it pop is because their family has been doing this for generations and they've mastered their spells, potions, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They mastered that shit. And the fact is, they're not gonna give that away just like that, especially for 7,000 when they could do a job that can get $7,000. You get what I'm saying? So this, you want to take that into really consideration. I'm stressing that out to you guys a lot because a lot of you people, you do go with that. That's what you want to be, and like I'm saying, just know that you're telling this person you want to be their competition, and that could may end up being a little rocky for you guys. You definitely don't want that to happen. And another thing, um, when you go to somebody to get spiritual work, ask them a time frame because some people are very impatient when it comes to spirituality because they don't fully understand. They think it's like I Dream of Genie where they shake the nose and blink the eyes and nod the head and then a Lamborghini pops up in front of your door. But you've never been around anybody who drove a Benz. Like I don't understand how that's gonna work, but it's possible. Is it likely? Not for everybody, but it definitely is possible. So like I said, man, don't the way I will look at a spiritualist doing work for you, I will look at it as if this all this is just a boost in your life. That's it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that's already in your life path, and there's a lot of negative things that stop you from acquiring it. So this thing is just a boost that's gonna push you to getting where you need to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna knock down any negativity that's blocking the door that actually have a lot of positive behind it. That's all that spirituality is doing. Whatever you have in front of you, if there are, any other paths that has a lot of goodness to it, but there may be some big boogie monster standing in front of it that's not allowing you to get to it. Spirituality is just that boost to knock that door down so you can knock that entity, that's energy, that spirit, whatever the case may be, so you can get to it. It is not exactly like I said. You're not gonna pop up and a Lamborghini is gonna fall out the sky into your garage, but it damn sure will help you get to that Lamborghini faster than if you was doing it on your own. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, like I said, yeah, this is my first video. Just giving some information to you guys of things that I went through personally. You know what I mean? Later on in the future with I'll talk more about myself and my history, how I ended up coming into this. But I just want to make this video really for you guys out there that's really trying to come into the spiritual game, especially black people, especially because I'm black. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Later. So you want to get into an ATR and you don't really know where to start, right? Okay, so this is basically why I'm making this video. And if I stumble up talking, please forgive me because this is not really. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm somebody who prefer to be in the shadows, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so you're looking to get involved in the ATR. The first thing I will actually start by saying is